And we are back. We're live. Well, we're alive. And we are the Vacuous Perspective. I'm Val, and I'm joined by my good friend and co-host, Nate. My man, what's going on?
Not much at all. Never much.
No.
I wish there was more.
There's not more?
I'm doing did I talk to you about the Herdy's front yard event I'm doing? It's a running event.
Okay, we're running again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Herdy's front yard, I think.
These are presumably near the herdsman, the lake?
Yes, it is herdsman
So we're
lake.
doing laps around the lake.
Yeah, we are. So it's 6.7 kilometres
Yep.
to go around the lake.
Okay.
It's called a last man standing event.
Yeah.
And you have to start a lap on the hour, every hour.
Yeah.
Or you eliminate it, basically.
Right. Like a beep test?
Yeah, but the beep doesn't change.
No. You just have to complete a lap every hour.
Yeah, the beep just sits on 1 hour.
Yeah, and you can do it quickly. You can do it slowly if you want.
Yeah, I mean, 6.7 Ks, you could almost briskly walk that. Almost.
In
the 1 hour.
Right, you reckon you can clock that in an hour?
But the problem is you have to do it again and again and again and again and again.
Correct.
And you won't get, if you finish early, so say you do it'll probably take you about 40, 45 minutes if you run it at a normal speed.
Right.
So you have a 15-minute break, change your shirt,
right,
have a drink, eat a sausage.
Right. I'd be walking. Personally, I'd be briskly walking. And then they'd go, right, keep going because the timer just began for the next hour. And I go, fuck, man, really? All right, I'm briskly walking. You've had a nice break or whatever, 15 minutes or whatever. If you were just taking it easy, is that right? You're not going hard to get that 15-minute break.
No, but I reckon after about 4 or 5 laps, that speed will actually be unachievable.
Right. And what
I'll
are we
have
doing
to start
then?
walking.
Jogging and walking.
Yeah, jogging and walking, and then I'll go a 10-minute break. So I reckon I'll probably aim for about 50-minute laps, I reckon. Keep it pretty casual, pretty chill.
You think a 10-minute break is good?
Yeah, and I reckon a longer break is weird. I've never really done an event where you have a 15-minute break and then you start running again.
Have to go again. Yeah, you're used to the marathon style, keep going till it's over kind of thing, right?
Yeah, just pure.
Why would you
The
stop?
good thing about this is you actually get to see the people that are, no one's really winning. But you get to see the elite runners all the time because they all start the lap with you. So it brings everyone back together. So every lap you start, all 300 of you, minus the people who have dropped out.
Right. Is it a bit of a survival thing? Do people drop out?
Oh, yeah. That's so you keep going until there's one winner.
What do you mean? How do you? What do you mean you keep going?
You keep going indefinitely.
Indefinitely? Is that allowed? Is this sanctioned?
Yeah, it's a new style of running event. Apparently, there's like 500 around the world now.
Holy shit! And you could be the one. Is that what we're saying?
Well, I mean, technically, I'm in it to win it for this one, but I'm not going to.
How many laps could you do, peak Nate? If someone said, look, you got to do as many as you can do. I'm not going to tell you how many the number is that saves everybody or whatever, but you have to do as many as you can do. What are you going to do?
Well, I've never run 100 kilometres, so I'm aiming for 100. That's 16 laps.
But you've never done it before?
No, but I've never actually run and had breaks before either.
Right. You think that'd have...
I think it's got to help. It's got to help.
100 Ks is fucked, bro. That sounds awful.
It's got to be more of a mental game because basically you can always finish the lap, but you have to want to do it.
I can't do it.
So I'm hoping to finish at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Wow.
But having said all that, I've done so little training that I'm more likely just to crash out at 50 Ks at midnight.
And be amongst the top, maybe, 30%? What's the deal there?
It's a good question, actually.
Because the rate of droppage outage would increase.
Yeah, apparently they have big dropouts at 50Ks and 100Ks.
That makes sense.
I'm just going to get the results. I think they did it last year or the year before.
Right.
I don't know if they... I think the first year was last year. And the winner
When
did
is
50
this?
laps. Oh, it's on Friday.
Okay, it's this Friday. So we should have an outcome next time.
They'll probably finish on the Monday.
Well, there you go.
So
what do you mean they'll finish on the Monday?
50 laps. The guy started at 4 p.m. on Friday. So this guy who won it last year finished at 6 p.m. on Sunday night.
This sounds very unsafe.
Oh, that's the other thing you can do. You can have a nap.
How?
In that little gap you have before the next lap starts.
What are you doing? I'll just have a quick nap. I'll have a quick kip before the next one. I'll be up in time. Don't worry about it. You miss the first 10 minutes of the next lap and you finish with 10 minutes to spare because you're just gunning it because you had a nice nap. I don't know about you, but when I wake up from a nap, I feel like fucking shit.
Yeah, but it's only a short one. How long do you nap for?
I don't have control over the naps.
So this is what I find interesting. 5 people last year did 1 lap.
5 people just did the 1 lap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, why are you paying $200 to do 1 lap of Herdies?
Is it for charity?
No.
No charity involved at all.
No.
It's anti-charity, people.
So
It's a winner, take all, new style event. You don't vote them off. You race them off.
Oh, that would be good. If it was like a Survivor, you also had, for those who remain, you all get a vote and you get to vote for one person to leave. And so you vote out the strongest guy. So it's a combination of being...
Bit of a social game element as well.
Yeah.
But you got 300 people. What a fucking nightmare that would be.
So having a look at this, about half the people... So is it called the median, the middle result in statistics? Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Well, there's the mean and the median.
So the mean's the average, but yeah, the median, I think that's what it is. Or what the fuck's the mode? Do you remember that from statistics?
The mode is like something that it's times by blah, blah, gone. Information deleted.
The middle result is 10 laps.
Right, that's the benchmark. Is that the
that's my pass fail.
It's your pass fail.
Yeah, so that's 2 a.m. I'd finish.
Fuck that.
I want to go. So if I get to 16, so this is why I don't think I will. I'll finish in about the 25th percentile.
All right, I'm excited.
Yeah, so I can give you an update about that. I'll be absolutely
either that
wrecked
or be
on
broadcasting
Saturday.
Live from the event, still going on. Because you'll still be running. You've got to chime into the pod. You fucking 3 days into a marathon run. You've just got 10 minutes in between sort of laps to sort of chime into the pod, and we'll just resume. You just get your running going. I'll try and not be a distraction on you. We'll just try and get through the race.
Yeah, you can just ask me how I'm feeling. Give me some words of encouragement.
Yep.
What would you tell me if I was, let's say I was, if I got to my 16 laps? What's your advice?
Drink some water. Have a nap. After the pod.
So you get
when we're done, have a nap. No, man, I would. You wouldn't. You'd be an idiot if you took racing advice from me.
Some water and a nap. All right, I'll take that on board.
What would you say I should say? That's a bit. What should I be saying? Wear sunscreen.
Probably nutrition. Oh yeah, maybe if that's 8 a.m. You probably need to if I'm still going at that point.
Get some sunscreen on.
Get some sunscreen on. Yeah. I'm not planning on bringing sunscreen.
No. Why is that? You think it'll
So
finish before the sunrise?
I'm going to finish before the sunrise.
gonna finish
I'll
before the
finish on sunrise at best, at
Right
absolute best. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I think I'll just be tired.
Yeah, you will be.
As in, I'll just want to go to bed. I'll just be sleepy.
Yeah, but you might like get a real. Your competitive side just might take over. There might be someone there you're like, fuck that guy over there. I don't like him.
The wife's doing it.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't be doing it out of resentment.
No, but the competition side.
The competition.
I can't let my wife beat me in our first event as a married couple. And I think it's really 50-50 at the moment.
Well, I look forward to hearing what happens. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, what's going on in the news?
No. There was a Survivor-like show that just came out on Netflix. I don't know if it just came out or whether it just came onto my feed on Netflix. Have you heard of this one? There's no voting off. They drop 16 people in the middle of an Alaskan
wilderness.
Yeah, wilderness. Yep. And they get basic tools to build a shelter. And it's over when you want it to be over. So if you
do they drop them in separate locations or are they all together?
So they're all together at the start. And then he says, quick, form teams of 4, right? Everyone's on a team. Everyone's just standing around. And all of a sudden he says, form teams of 4. And everyone just starts grabbing people and
what's it called?
Them. It's called Outlast, I think. He just, people just starts grabbing people. I'll be on your team. You be on my team. It was very frantic. Yeah. And the show was kind of set up by saying these bunch of loners are put into the Alaskan wilderness. It's this whole like they're lone wolves, but now they have to work as a team because one of the only rules of the show is you have to be on a team to continue to play the game. You have to be on a team. You can't be alone.
Yeah, you can't be alone. All right. And can the team banish you can they exclude you if they wanted to? Have a bit of a vote? You
could swap teams if they'd have you. It's a bit of you would walk over to their camp and go, hey, can I join your team? It's got to be pretty official, for a team change. But they get given basic tools. They say build a thing, right? Everyone just can't find any fucking food, man. No one can find any food anywhere. They're trying. They're not doing very well. And it's fucking struggle town. Like, it's so cold at night. They're all freezing to death, right? Like hypothermia and shit. There's real fears of hypothermia, right?
Yeah.
You're just getting a fire going. It's all fucked out there. Top it off, there's just bears everywhere. That cool voiceover that comes in and goes, this area of Alaska is known for 2 things, bears and something else. And then he'll say, this is known as the most densely populated area of bears on the planet. And I'm like, and you just chucked 16 people out there.
Who are these people?
They're pretty, what's the word? They're all pretty pragmatic people.
Are they professional survivalists?
Some of them are like ex-Marines. Some of them are survival hobbyists, hobbyist survivalists. Some of them are...
Are the Marines elite? Are they an elite special force, or is it just like you just join the Marines, like the police force or something?
I think it'd be a sort of rank or assignment in the armed forces in America, I think, mainly.
America.
Because I always found it confusing because I played a lot of those, Call of Duty games and whatever, and they're known for a while. They're called Marines, but they don't go in the water very much. They're not the Landies. They're the Marines. Anyway,
the Landies aren't the Landies the army?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are your survival tactics? If you were, this sounds pretty good. Because I liked Survivor, but it was a little bit, I don't know. Childish.
Reality showy?
Yeah, it's a bit reality showish. Whereas this one actually sounds like they have to incorporate some real survival skills, not just rationing the rice that you get given for winning the
Correct. There's none of that. They're eating seaweed a lot in the first episode. Okay. They're just eating seaweed. Oh, this seaweed's getting a bit old.
Have you watched any of Alone?
It's similar, right? Except they're naked, right? Or it's just them with a camera.
No, Alones, they're not naked. I think they get to take 3
There's
items.
another one called Naked and Alone, I think.
Naked and Afraid.
Naked and Afraid. Oh, God.
That's an absolute joke. They put people that are not qualified to be out there. They're just people that have watched a lot of survival shows, and they're delusional.
And they've gone, I can do that.
And they put them with a partner, so it's a man and a woman, and they put them in places like not just cold places, awkward places like swampland in Mississippi. The mosquitoes are just out of control.
Alligators.
Yeah, things like, although I've watched quite a lot of Naked and Afraid actually because it's so ridiculous. One of the women, so I think they both get to take 1 item.
Yeah.
So that's 2. And then they get, I think, maybe assigned an item from the show. Like sometimes it's a good one, sometimes it's not so good.
Yeah.
I remember this one chick, she brought masking tape and not masking tape, maybe electrical tape, thick black electrical tape. And the first thing she did with it was just make a bikini. I was like, you're undermining the premise of the whole show. And how spewing would you be as her partner? So you're the bloke that turns up. He's got like a pot or something that is practical and useful.
Yeah, I mean, I'd argue the tape could be useful. But,
it could be useful, but you need a machete or a lighter.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, this is my lucky hatchet. I always bring this hatchet whenever I need to go anywhere.
And maybe if she was an expert with this tape, not just sticking it on her nipples.
No, but that's like she's showing a bit of intuition there.
No. But if she brought the tape along and then she makes rope, she makes a fish trap. She does all this cool stuff, uses it to like make an epic shelter.
No,
she's practiced with it. I'd be I totally get. Yeah,
she was not a craftsman.
She was not.
No, but she's a craftsman with the tape. She's very proficient with the tape stuff. You say a thing, wallet. You need a new wallet. She'll make you one out of tape. So,
they say that when you're survivaling, you need to
a wallet,
clothes. Yeah, maybe a wallet. Yeah, is essential. For all that currency they've got.
Yeah, that's an old Seinfeld bit. He says that when he went scuba diving, he had to have a waterproof wallet just in case there was a sea turtle who could break a 50, I guess, or something like that. Oh, man, that's so funny. But yeah.
Maybe with a wallet, they're more likely to develop trade, and therefore if they were the foundation stone of a new civilization, maybe they'll progress faster than the other guys or the other couple that are stuck with, fire and
all these crab pots,
all these other useless things.
Yeah.
So I've asked GPT.
Yeah, can't get its name right, man. It's going to get really annoyed at you. What did you ask it?
Survival tactics in the Alaskan wilderness.
Yeah, good idea. Is it avoid the bears?
There's no mention of bears, actually. Good. It says it can be a daunting task.
Shit. So this is what they're up for. This is what they're in for, a daunting task.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, I can say that's true.
Yeah, but with the right preparation and mindset,
yes,
you can increase your chances of making it through.
Well, so he's talking about just straight survival, like not dying.
Yeah.
Making it through.
But living. I think that's quite positivity, but quite positive, because it says it's saying with the right preparation and mindset, you're going to be fine.
No. Read it again. It said increase the chances of it not
increase
of
your chances of making it through. But
there's no premise of being fine anywhere there.
Oh no, I think that's a very positive
She'll be
way of
right,
looking at it.
Is it? You give it 2 taps on the top and say, "Yeah, this baby can take it."
You can increase your chances. You still had a chance.
You had a chance.
You can
before.
increase that. So you've got a chance.
Yeah.
Everyone wants
prep?
a chance.
Does it go into the prep?
Okay, build a shelter.
Yep, done. Tick.
There's some more stuff about that, but who cares?
Tick.
Branches, leaves, moss, all that stuff.
Tick. Yeah, we've
Start
done,
a fire.
We've done this. Yep, get it done. Good call.
Fire is essential for warmth.
Good.
Cooking and signaling for rescue. See, that's an underrated.
Yes.
That is an underrated side effect or secondary function.
Yes.
Find water. That's a good one.
Get water.
That kind of goes
There
without
was a
saying,
chick,
doesn't it?
there was a lady in the first episode who they just come across this like running stream, right? And she goes, "This looks all right." And everyone's like, "Nah, dude, like you can't drink this water." And she goes, "Nah, just have a little bit." So she like drinks a bit. And everyone's just off like on the like people in the background on that shot are just like, "Oh fuck, what's she doing?" Like, why is she drinking this water? I think everyone started to feel a bit ill at some point during that thing. So that's very fun. But they have, you know how you were talking about signaling for help and stuff?
Yeah.
They get given a flare gun. Everyone gets a flare gun with one flare in the chamber. It's yours. It's your way out. That's how you get out of the game.
So they're monitoring that.
They just shoot up a flare if you're done. And then I guess the guys who are on camera would walkie-talkie to base and go, just in case you didn't see that, they have asked to be removed from the game. And they get picked up. And there's very little interference from the game masters, as you'd call them, apart from saying, hey, there's an island over there, and on the island is 5 crab pots. If you can get those crab pots, you're going to have a massive advantage in this game, right?
Yeah.
So everyone starts building rafts. It's great.
Yeah, I'm now
we're in the stream.
Yeah.
It's great. It's fucking great. Yeah, have a watch, man. I'm only like 2 episodes in, but it's real fun.
Is the whole season out, or is it coming out week by week? Yeah,
no, it's just there.
So
it's pretty scary though. They saw a bear very close up. You know, just looking at him.
Yeah, okay, that's
my flare's up. My flare's up. I'm leaving. There are fucking bears here. Australia, I've said it before, gets a really bad rap for having shitloads of deadly things that'll kill you everywhere. And the fact that we made it through our childhoods is a miracle. And every Australian child, you know,
has run the gauntlet.
Has run the gauntlet and, you know, managed to clutch on to life in amongst this deadly world. But bears? Fucking big cats? Fucking, like, no. America's scary as hell. We got kangaroos and shit. It's nice.
I know. I don't know why they think we've got the dangerous animals.
Yeah, our snakes, most of them won't kill you.
And they don't even want a piece of you.
See,
snakes, you have to back them into a corner before they even come to life. Yeah, right. Before they defend themselves. Whereas a bear is hunting you down.
Mm-hmm.
A bear wants a piece.
Yeah.
A mountain lion. I don't know if they want a piece, but
as you pointed out before, like they've been exposed to humans being around for a lot of their time. They know how to navigate our world in a sense. You see bears walking around, going through people's bins and stuff. I'm like, how close to the bear woods are you? Are you living?
And bears are they're too similar to us. They're mammals. They have little babies. They've got 4 legs. I know we don't have 4 legs, but they got 4 appendages.
Yeah.
They kind of resemble us, 2 eyes. They're very similar, and I don't like that because I think they know a little bit about what we know. They know what it's like to be in our world. We've got similar. We sort of occupy a similar ecological niche.
Yes.
Snakes, they're off, sunbaking in the sun on like remote areas. They don't want to be disturbed. They're not really eating little things, eating little like rats and mice and
they're
things.
They're not all hanging out together either, saying how many humans can we go out and kill today? They're not scheming together.
No, they're solo. No. Whereas bears are little schemers. I've seen Yogi Bear in action. Yeah. I know enough about bears.
Yeah. What do you know about him?
They're hairy.
Sneaky.
Sleepy.
Very sleepy.
In winter, very sleepy. Strong, and they like fish.
And Khabib wrestled one when he was a kid.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, it was a baby bear.
It was a baby bear, but he was a bit of a baby human then.
He was.
So I think that's fair. I don't think he'd fare so well now, though.
I've seen a lot of animals getting along with humans sort of stuff. Big, scary animals. Mike Tyson lived with a lion or a tiger for 13 years in his house.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's real.
I knew he had one, but
Yeah.
he just lived with it like a house cat.
I don't know if probably not. It probably lived out the back in a cage, right?
Well, that's what you were giving me the impression. They just lived with it.
But they were
in
hanging
his
out a
house.
lot. And
Wasn't he cruising along? Didn't someone...
They had a relationship is what I'm saying. Like they had a relation.
Did they?
People have relations with gorillas, friendly interactions. They know them, interactions. Bears, the same thing. I've seen a bear hanging out with a dude. No problem. What's the deal?
I'm in a relationship with my dog.
Yeah. Relation. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a pretty serious relationship.
Yeah, but I guess the difference is that you were never scared. There would have had to have been a time, if you hung out with a bear for 15 years and it knows you, there would have had to have been a time where it didn't know you and you had to navigate that.
Oh, okay. So, yes, they come to the relationship with all their fears and doubts and insecurities. They don't know that you're a friend yet.
No,
I haven't
they
figured
don't.
that out. No, so they're treating you like a hostile...
Potential threat.
Mm.
And then there's the other ones where it's like if you don't act like a threat, they will feel threatened.
Oh, so it's like the first strike.
So you got to hit them first. You got to be like, nah, I'm the man first. Otherwise, it's GG.
Hey, came across an article.
Yep. Which university are we going to?
Okay. Which university? Monash University.
Here we go.
So is that in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have campuses elsewhere.
This is a good one. Published in journal Nature. It's another study.
Yep.
Something I've realised about these scientists and their studies.
Yes.
Something about the scientific method that they enjoy.
Yes.
Australian researchers have uncovered an enzyme capable of transforming air into energy.
Wind power.
No, it's
air power.
Almost. It uses the power of air somewhat. This study shows that this enzyme utilizes small amounts of hydrogen in the air to generate an electrical current.
Ah, wireless.
Literally generating energy from thin air. This enzyme.
Like Tesla-y stuff.
I know. Okay,
Sounds like they're charging up the air with some sort of a electrical.
No, it's already in the air.
Yeah, we're harnessing it.
Just grabbing it. Okay, so the team produced and studied...
I love how pie in the sky we talk about this stuff. It's just like, oh yeah, you just pop it on your wrist after that and then it just works. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Energy, free energy. I get it.
Yeah, it's done. I mean, the fossil fuel industry is done. Yeah. We're generating energy just from thin air.
Like literally thin air.
The team produced and studied a hydrogen-consuming enzyme sourced from a bacterium commonly found in soil.
Wait, so soil's got electrical properties?
No, soil has bacteria in it
that have
an enzyme in it that consumes hydrogen and produces energy, a small electrical current.
That's amazing.
It's an enzyme called HUC, H-U-C.
Yep.
Yeah, it turns hydrogen gas into an electrical current. Yeah, I think we need a bit more of that.
Grab a couple of them. Maybe
a tub.
Yeah, get some soil.
This guy says HUC is scientist. HUC is extraordinarily efficient. Unlike all other known enzymes and chemical catalysts, it even consumes hydrogen below atmospheric levels at as little as 0.0005% of the air we breathe.
I don't know what that means.
They use incredibly small.
It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit of the breathable air, people. We're talking 0.05% of the breathable air. That's all
we need. We don't have to sacrifice much.
Yeah, exactly. Like, guys, grow up. Seriously, stop breathing so much. Fuck.
and they reckon it's they say it's astonishingly stable in that you can freeze the enzyme or heat it to 80 degrees Celsius and it retains its power to generate energy.
But you have to heat it, which would cost energy. How many
No,
bacteria does it cost?
It just survives above 80 degrees. So it's not only, it's resilient, right? So the Tesla battery is only half. I think it only produces half the amount of power its output if it's near 0 degrees or if it's around 40 degrees Celsius. So it's actually got a pretty narrow range where it can operate.
Yep.
And actually, Tesla are facing a massive class action in Korea because they didn't warn customers that in that climate that it actually gets far worse output than it advertises.
Oh, yeah. Would that be similar in Australia, given that we have a hot sun?
Potentially, yeah.
But wouldn't you have to just have cooling systems that take care of the battery?
But maybe they just haven't done that because it's pointless other than in these certain climates. Maybe they just didn't really make it for the Australian climate. They're shipping out the US versions. What was that?
Hang on a sec.
Hello?
Hey, man.
What's going on? Hello?
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
I'm still here.
Oh, good. What was that?
All right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, resume.
Resume?
Resume.
Oh, resume.
Resume?
Yes,
Resume?
yes. Yeah, so I think we've solved the whole electrical problem.
Good.
It was always there.
Yeah, it was looking us right in the face.
Bacteria's done it again. What can't bacteria do, right? It's generating energy. They're producing antibiotics.
We do need to follow up on some of the further results of these studies. We've covered some already. I know it takes time. We've covered some already that I'm really interested in on how it goes, where it goes.
Yeah, any come to mind?
Yeah, the bananas one.
Oh, the banana COVID.
No, the cancer one. The one at the end of that where you said that it's possible that the banana derivatives or whatever are able to, and you heard it here second, cancer, the big C.
Yeah.
The big C face.
Yeah. I haven't followed that up, but look, it takes...
I know, it takes years.
Checking
the emails.
If we cover enough territory, we're going to be able to point back to these things. Like in the future, we can say, back in episode 27, we actually told you all about this.
But that doesn't mean anything.
No, it does. It does. It does a little bit. It does a little bit.
It does if you get all your news from us.
No, but what I'm saying is it's a little bit like what Nostradamus did in that he made thousands of predictions and 5 of them come true. We're constantly making some form of prediction even when we're just reading through these scientific reports.
I guess, because we're very much thinking about the end game of most of these experiments and studies rather than looking at what the immediate effects are, which is not much, right? Like I just checked outside a second ago. The bacteria is not doing its job.
No, but this is an absolute breakthrough.
I know, but I haven't seen anything yet.
No, but you can't make anything until you know that it's possible. So they have discovered an enzyme that generates electrical current out of thin air.
Yes. It's good, isn't it?
It's great.
Pretty exciting. Yeah.
It's great.
But how much energy, and this is going to be the argument, right, is how much energy does it cost to make the enzymes, to do all the things, to commercialize it? To make it viable, to make it energy viable. They say it's efficient at the burning end.
Okay, you don't need to burn it.
What I'm saying is it's efficient when you're generating a current, but it's not. It may not be efficient to mine, as let's say.
Yeah. Well, if it's produced by bacteria commonly found in soil, the bacteria just it's almost free.
Is it?
I reckon the hardest part would be to collect the electricity that these things are producing.
Yes.
In a way that you can actually use it.
Yeah, because it'd be cool to see them out there and sparks flying and stuff, but unless you can charge your car off it, it's not much use, is it?
Okay, now this is from
the
article.
Is that what it's going to be? Just pop some soil in your pocket with your phone? That's going to be the future. You don't have to do the enzyme stuff is all done.
Okay, this is if we take the scientist's word for it, this is what they say, okay?
Yeah.
Huck is a, inverted commas, natural battery that produces a sustained electrical current from air or added hydrogen. While this research is in an early stage, the discovery of Huck has considerable potential to develop small air-powered devices, for example, as an alternative to solar-powered devices. The bacteria that produce enzymes like Huck are common and can be grown in large quantities, meaning we have access to a sustainable source of the enzyme. Dr. Grinter says that a key objective for future work is to scale up Huck production. This is a quote. Once we produce Huck in sufficient quantities, the sky is quite literally the limit for using it to produce clean energy.
I love that. Sounds pretty awesome.
Sounds great.
Stack your soil on your roof. Like everyone will just have garden beds up there on your roof. And in the garden beds will just be stuff that grows, gets that bacteria going. Sun does the rest. Air particles, butts, charge your house. Throw your solar panels in the bin. Put dirt on the roof, right? Is that what we're saying?
Who knows?
It's dirt though, right? We're putting dirt on the roof.
Oh, maybe you can grow bacteria. So maybe you have like a culture of it in a bottle or on an agar plate.
It's good.
Who knows? What else?
That's a good one, isn't it? A culture of bacteria. Isn't that a good collective noun?
Yeah. Yeah, you were even thinking about a culture of cyborgs as a collective noun last week.
That's what prompted me, yeah.
We've got one other article.
All right.
It's a new species that's been discovered because we like large animals.
And too many species go extinct. We're not getting enough profit. New ones. We want new ones, not dead old ones.
This one is extinct.
Oh, we found a new species, but it's part of the 99.9% of all animals that existed on Earth that are extinct.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, this one was identified as being between 59.5 and 55.5 million years old.
Yep, so that's when it died. It wasn't that old.
Yeah, that's when it died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was going on back then?
Yeah, so it says here their existence is, so that time period's marking their existence as roughly 5 to 10 million years after the end Cretaceous extinction, which led to the extinction of non-avian dinosaurs. What does that mean?
It means non-bird ones.
So I think the dinosaurs were 65 million years ago, weren't they? They went extinct.
Sounds right.
Does that sound familiar? Yeah.
That sounds right.
So these guys were about 5 million after that. 5 million years.
How did they survive the thing? How did they survive the thing?
And you don't even know what they are yet.
What do you mean?
You don't even know what this new species is. I haven't mentioned it.
Did it say avian?
Well, if they survive the dinosaurs. Anyway, it is avian. It's a penguin.
A penguin?
It's the largest penguin that's ever lived.
Well, so you claim.
It's as so far discovered. It was found in New Zealand South Island.
Yes.
And it weighed more than Shaq when he was
yeah.
at the peak of his powers. I think Shaq got to around 140 kilos when he was dunking on everyone.
Okay, it's a big man.
This guy estimated to tip the scales, this penguin, male or female, not sure, at 154 kgs.
And what was it doing?
It was just waddling around.
Yeah, so that was that strikes me as odd that an animal like as useless looking as a penguin was, part of that. It grew up hard environments.
Harsh, yeah. So why does that surprise you?
Because they look useless. Like if I was to think of an animal that could exist in a very harsh climate, penguin's not on the list. But I guess they don't do very much. They just stand around and huddle.
They're a big.
Yeah, they just huddle around each other.
They're a big blubber bowl. And also, you're thinking about the penguin on the mainland, right?
Sometimes I'm thinking about
view
them
of the penguin.
on ice as well, like Antarctic penguins.
You should see a penguin specializes in swimming.
Yes. Yeah, they gun it in the water.
Yeah, so can you imagine a 154 kilo torpedo?
It's a shark. Yeah, it's a big boy.
It's basically a shark.
Scarier. How big would it be? Because it'd be quite plump. Yeah. So it's not going to be.
It's plump. It's plump. They don't say how tall it was. How do they not say how tall it was?
Yeah, they've got a skeleton, right? Have they got a skeleton?
Yeah. They just got a weight.
I heard a weird thing today.
Yeah.
There's a weird guy on Joe Rogan. I don't know when this was because this was like a short video that I saw.
Yeah.
Him talking about the potential existence of dragons. Yeah. And the reasoning is that avian fossils don't really happen because their bones are like really shit or whatever, or thin.
I would have thought dinosaurs' bones would be pretty big. Oh, sorry, dinosaurs, dragon bones.
Well, this is the thing. If it's an avian creature, this is just very generally speaking, very difficult to find fossils. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. So, and he just sort of references that a lot of cultures have dragon myths and all that sort of stuff.
That is a very good point. I was just thinking.
I agree with that. That is weird. But are there any other? There are other cultures that sort of either had man-beast sort of crossovers, like your ancient Egyptians with their, male like figure with you'd have like a crocodile head or. Other stuff.
What do they call those man-animal?
They're called something.
Yeah, there's a name for it, isn't there?
Hybrids, human-animal hybrids.
I need to know. Hold on.
No, now you need to know the word?
Okay, yeah, I need to know. It's a good one. I reckon it's chat GTP.
Oh, yeah, that'll know.
The one? But
that'll know.
It's gone.
That'll know.
It's gone. Okay, it's back. I'll let you know in a second. Just having a quick look. They don't say anything in this article about birds being rarer to find, like old birds.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
But why would they? Okay, when asked why early penguins grew to titanic proportions, this guy speculated it made them more efficient in the water.
What did?
Being titanic, being huge, makes them more efficient in the water. Size conveys many advantages, he said. Yes. A bigger penguin could capture larger prey, and more importantly, could have been better at conserving body temperature in cold waters.
Makes sense. And for those playing at home, the word for human-animal hybrids is chimeras or human animals.
That is not what I was thinking of.
Oh, that's what it's saying it is. It says it's chimera, which I've heard before. Like you could almost say the Sphinx is one. Although maybe not initially. Who knows?
I always thought that I understand when people are tripping on powerful psychedelics, they often see these human-animal hybrids.
I've heard that as well.
So I always thought that all that stuff, because those things, you don't see those in nature. And I think it would take quite a creative mind to do that.
Yes.
I feel like the inspiration has to come from somewhere. And it seems like all around the world, people do human-animal hybrids. But I mean, I was never, I don't know, did you ever draw human-animal hybrids when you were a kid and you're like doodling and stuff? I
Yeah,
don't know.
for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if I did. Maybe I've just forgotten about it. It was probably unimportant.
Maybe not. Because, like, you know, in my head, you know, my drawings are the same as when I draw when I was a kid. So probably not. But you understand it because you would see Egyptian, like, reliefs and stuff and be like, oh, yeah, that's a human-animal hybrid, or, you know, a dude with a lion mask on isn't a weird thing, you know, to anybody. Just check the emails.
I've never seen a human penguin hybrid. No emails? Oh.
Human penguin hybrid, there's no point. You know, it'd just be the human head coming out the top, right? Or what would you do? Do it the other way around. You could do penguin head.
You could do body. Penguin flippers, like bits and pieces, like take all the best bits.
Yeah.
The belly, I reckon the belly's a good one. You could just do a human with a penguin belly.
Look, penguins are not on my list for animals I would trade places with on the planet. They're not on the list.
I don't know. I wouldn't rule them out completely. I can think of some advantages.
You like the lifestyle?
Yeah, I don't think they're cold, if that's what you're worried about.
I'm not worried about the cold too much. It's all the standing around. It's all the standing around doing nothing.
I would have thought you'd love that.
No, I like doing something. I just want to stand around. If we're going to stand around, let's have a seat. Like a gorilla eating leaves. I could eat leaves. Gorilla's good because you won't feel threatened. You're in your jungle, essentially. It's your jungle. I can't say the same for the water, my friend. You're a penguin in the water going for a swim. No, thank you.
You want to be toward the top of the food pyramid. I think the penguin's kind of like mid-range.
But they've got strength in numbers, so.
Yeah. So we were talking about space fashion once.
Yeah. Surely we're just going to all wear the same stuff up there.
Well, yeah, maybe one day. But the European Space Agency is asking for public help. For what it's going to be wearing in the future. What it's going to be wearing on these future space missions.
Idiots. No.
I saw somewhere that you had to have it in by Feb 28.
So they're taking individual submissions.
Yeah, designers and
then they're going to vote.
Makers have their chance to help create new interplanetary duds. I don't know why they call them duds, for these wildly different environments, with an emphasis on representing European identity.
For the European space program? Is that what they are?
Yeah, it seems to be.
What are they up to? The European Space Agency, right?
Yeah.
I want to see how many what they're working on, right?
Design a spacesuit for ESA. Here we go. In brief, ESA is calling for creative minds to envision what a European spacesuit should look like. How could we visually design a spacewalk suit to be instantly recognisable as European? What should ESA's branding look like in the next decades as our generations of astronauts walk on the moon, Mars and beyond? This is crazy. So that's in brief, and it goes in depth. Wow. And it says there's also a little heading, protection from the space elements, important factor. Spacesuit looks. ESA is holding a spacesuit design competition to allow those interested in Europe's future in space to have their say on what it might look like visually. The spacesuit must include essential design elements, of course, such as a backpack with life support systems, a visor to see through the varying light conditions, and it must be realistic so bulky, and it must be a realistic, so bulky, it says in question marks, pressurized suit. So it can't be slim.
Okay.
Designers do not have to worry about technical specifications as this is a visual design competition. So they're only worried about the optics of it at this stage.
Ooh, is that a good idea?
No, but there's, someone else will worry about all the life support and everything later.
Right.
We just want to look cool.
Oh, they're going to look cool. They're going to look pretty damn cool.
Yeah, so it closed on 28 February, so it's over.
It's over.
The designers of the 5 best proposals selected will be invited to the ESA European Astronaut Centre later this year.
There you go.
So they haven't awarded them yet, no.
European Space Agency, they launched your boy, the JWST.
Oh, yeah, they do stuff.
On one of their launch vehicles, their big boys. It's cool. Good on them.
I wonder how many people trolled that
and
just submitted.
Yeah, 100%. I was wondering how they were going to do that, because if it was just based on votes, then it was only a few that they would have had to have selected from, maybe 6 or 7, right? That's not good enough. That's not good enough for the trolls to be able to get in there.
You were talking about James Webb. Did you hear, because Google have their own version of ChatGPT called Bard? Have you heard of that one?
No, I haven't.
So Google are trying to catch up because the horse has bolted and they've realised that they're fucked.
Yep.
And they did this live stream event where they were demonstrating Bard's capabilities, and they asked it what discoveries from the James Webb Telescope I can tell my 9-year-old about. And it incorrectly attributed the first exoplanet finding to the JWTS.
Which it didn't?
JWST, which it didn't. And apparently Google's shares lost $100 billion in market value.
Why?
Because of the error. People thought that they're not on. They're like they spotted flaws in the system, and they're not. It's
the same as ChatGPT.
Yeah, but they don't think they did. It's quite an obvious. Like I knew. I mean, errors happen, but it's quite an obvious error.
So what would I have to write into ChatGPT to get it to lie to me? Who discovered the first exoplanet? Is that right?
Well, ask what new discoveries from the James Webb Space Telescope
it's not
can I tell my 9-year-old about?
2009.
Yeah, but the James Webb Space Telescope's been up for. No, I think isn't it November 2022? Doesn't it know up to then?
Mine, ChatGPT doesn't. Anyway, let's try it. We'll say it again. Say that again, and I'll do it.
What new discoveries from the James Webb Space Telescope can I tell my 9-year-old about?
It's going to get very confused.
Let's see.
Okay, I'm going to type it. I'm going to press enter. It's thinking the James Webb Telescope is an exciting new space observatory that will allow scientists to study the universe in more detail than ever before. Here are some potential discoveries that you can tell your 9-year-old about. Observing the first galaxies. Studying exoplanets.
Yeah, see, studying exoplanets, that's
it says
fine.
It goes into more detail on all of these, but it says the JWST will be able to study the atmospheres of exoplanets or planets outside our solar system. This will give scientists insight into whether these planets could potentially support life. Next, uncovering mysteries of black holes. Examining star formation and examining the universe's origins. So it didn't lie to us.
No, but apparently this article I was reading said that the embarrassing error for Google cost the Google's parent company, Alphabet Inc., to lose $100 billion in market value. Industry observers fear that Google is quickly losing credibility to rival bot creator OpenAI, a startup heavily supported by fellow search giant Microsoft. And OpenAI are the ones that do ChatGPT.
Correct.
And it does note that ChatGPT is not immune from error either.
Correct. But it does tell you that.
And there may be some other. This live stream event may also not have, it made an error, but maybe also it was a bit clunky or the verbiage wasn't as good. ChatGPT feels like you're getting like you're talking to someone, like it's a thought out response.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask ChatGPT to do some rocket science. Okay. I mean, no. Can it do maths in front of your eyes?
Yeah.
Can it?
Yeah.
Oh, I asked it to solve a difficult maths equation. It said, sure, I'd be happy to help. What's the equation you'd like me to solve?
Yeah. Give it a really hard one.
What's a hard... What?
Google it. Google quick. Back to Google. Google one of the hardest things to solve is, right? And then give that to GPT, and it's a Google off, guys. It's a Google versus ChatGPT.
Yeah, we'll ask Google for a hard maths equation.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's x to the power of 3 plus y to the power of 3 plus z to the power of 3 equals k, with k being all the numbers from 1 to 100.
Okay. And if you're at home and you're trying to play, you can see it on your screen now. So that's...
This is called summing the 3 cubes.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't like the superscript of 3 when I copied and pasted it. Hold on. Do I do that little arrow thing? Yeah, I think it likes that. Yeah, that little power of thing.
Yeah, it loves that.
Okay, let's see. This is an equation in 3 variables, x, y, z. Without additional information about the equation or the value of k, it's not possible to solve.
Oh, shit. I hear Google stock rising.
Yeah, however, there are some interesting properties of this equation which are worth noting. This equation...
do it. Can't do it.
In its defense, when
it's
I
saying
Googled
good
it,
reasons, yeah.
When I Googled it, it said after the equation, it says with k being all the numbers from 1 to 100. So it's actually giving, I didn't put that in there because I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Anyway, it says, ChatGPT says this equation is an example of a Diophantine equation.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Which is an equation where where the solutions must be integers. In this case, the solutions x, y, z must all be integers. The equation is also related to Fermi's last theorem, which states that there is no 3 integers x, y, and z that satisfy the equation x to the power n plus y to the power n equals z to the power n for n greater than 2. So we were talking about Fermi's last theorem. It's in The Simpsons, one of the Simpsons episodes.
Yep, true. Well, wasn't it a potential solution to it, and it was within a certain degree of
near miss.
Accuracy? Yeah, near miss.
So it says here, if you have additional information about the equation or the value of k, please let me know. I'll be happy to provide further assistance. Let's say k equals 4.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for providing the value of k. In this case, we can still not find a unique solution.
Sorry, even though you gave, I see it was like give me k and I'll do it. And here's k, it's 4. I can't do it. I still can't do it. Shit.
It's still, the response is still so crazy, right? Because it says one possible solution for x, y, and z when k equals 4 is x equals 1, y equals 1, and z equals 2. This solution satisfies the equation since 1 to the power of 3 plus 1 to the power of 3 plus 2 to the power of 3 equals 1 plus 1 plus 8 equals 10 equals k. But that k equals 4.
No, because it's squared, isn't it?
No, it's just supposed to equal no. Look, it is smarter than me, so I am wrong. I know that, but I can't see it.
Well, maybe maths isn't its thing.
I'll say you pick k.
Sure, here's the solution. I picked an easy one.
Is it able to pick something? Sure, let's try solving the equation.
Okay, here we go. We're solving it.
It just says, sure, let's try solving the equation x to the power of 2 plus y to the power of 2 equals 25, where x and y are integers, and it stopped. So that doesn't help me.
Oh.
Am I supposed to do it now?
It's just timed out. Yeah, it's just gone.
I'll just say, help me.
keep going.
Keep going. Yeah, I don't want to do it. Okay, here we go. Sure, here's an example of how we can solve the equation. One way to approach this problem is to list out all possible values of x and y that satisfy the equation. Since x to the power of 2 and y to the power of 2 must be non-negative, we can restrict our attention to the integers between -5 and 5.
So has it done it?
It's explaining to me how to do it. I should have been able to figure this out myself, actually. It's still going. It's still explaining it. Using this approach, we can find that the intersolutions of x and y that satisfy the equation are, here we go, x equals 0, y equals 5. X equals 0, y equals -5. X equals 5, y equals 0. X equals -5, y equals 0. X equals 3, y equals 4. X equals -3, y equals 4. There's quite a lot of solutions to that. It's still going. There's about 8 solutions. Yeah, there's 8 integer solutions.
So just pick one if you wants to. Can you pick one?
Well, no, it solved it. It's not. I want it to do the maths. I want it to show me.
Yeah, you don't. You're asking a lot out of it, or you're not using the right prompt.
Yeah, show me integration.
Why don't you just write solve 3 random maths equations?
Maths equations that look impressive.
Maths, equations.
Yeah, maths equations that look impressive.
Yeah. Generate a few of them.
Okay, number 1. The Riemann hypothesis.
Oh, no.
Oh, here we go. It's doing some fucking maths.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, it's stopped now. Now it's using words again. Oh, that's some serious shit. The Riemann hypothesis. This is one of the most famous unsolved problems in mathematics. It states that all non-trivial zeros of the Riemann zeta function lie on the critical line of 1 divided by 2. The Riemann zeta function is identified as symbol I don't know, open round bracket S.
Yes.
I'll just send it to you. Send it to you in Discord.
Yeah, I've got it. Holy shit. Yeah, weird S. Yeah, weird Z, S. Yep,
where S is a complex number with real part greater than 1. The non-trivial zeros of the Riemann zeta function are the complex numbers for S, for which curly symbol S equals 0, blah. Okay, that's all too. Okay, let's go to the next one. That one confused me.
That's too much.
I should get the next one, right? I did good at maths.
Easily.
Euler's identity.
Oh, no.
This equation is often considered one of the most beautiful equations in mathematics.
Oh.
It relates 5 fundamental mathematical constants, e, I, pi, 0, and 1, in a single equation. It is given by... There you go. Enjoy that beautiful equation. Where E...
Oh, yeah.
Where E is the base of the natural logarithm, I is the imaginary unit, pi is the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter. And 0 and 1 are the additive and multiplicative identities, respectively.
Okay, but it's just equals 0.
It's pretty amazing that something that involves pi
Yeah, can plus 1 and equal 0.
and it's something to the power of an imaginary number.
Yeah.
How can something to the power of an imaginary unit times by pi become a whole number, an integer?
Any imaginary number, yeah. Imaginary number, that means you can put anything there, right?
But I is one of the 5 fundamental mathematical constants.
What does that mean?
It says this equation is one of the most beautiful equations in mathematics. It relates 5 fundamental mathematical constants, and then it's colon EI pi 0 and 1.
Yeah.
So I is a constant. It's pretty cool. Whatever it is, it's cool. Okay, the last one. Hey, we're in business now.
What do you mean? Getting maths?
Pythagorean. Well, it says Pythagorean theorem, but
Your boy.
Pythagoras' theorem, yeah.
Your boy Pythag.
This theorem is one of the most well-known and important results in geometry.
Oh, yes.
It states that a right triangle, in a right triangle, the square of the length of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the lengths of the other 2 sides. Yeah, but it didn't really solve it. It just, okay, tell me more. I like this Euler's identity. I'm just asked to tell me more about it.
We're brushing Pythagoras to the side.
Yeah, that's been done to death. It's been done to death.
Euler's day off. Hey, I don't know if you saw this.
What is it?
Han Solo, Harrison Ford,
Yeah.
hugged the kid from Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. You know, Short Round, his sidekick in Temple of Doom.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he won an Oscar on the weekend or yesterday.
Oh, was it in that movie, Everything Everywhere? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Short Round. I haven't seen it. I hear it's amazing. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I was this close to watching it on the plane. I didn't.
He is in that movie. He took a big break from acting and stuff. Well, I don't know if he's been in a lot, but he's back now, talking up potentially doing an Indiana Jones like Short Round series, which would be hilarious.
Wow.
Like,
how old is he?
He'd be in his 40s, man.
That's what I thought.
So it was 40 years ago, and they got Harrison Ford to give him his Oscar and the rest of the cast, and that was a nice moment.
I bet.
It's much better than Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. I think, call me old-fashioned, but Harrison Ford hugging an old co-star, and that co-star thanking Steven Spielberg for giving him his first shot. You know, being like, he's so thankful that Steven was there tonight. You know, thanks Steven for the good times.
Short Round's name, Steven.
No, Steven Spielberg. That's the guy who gave him the gig.
Right.
And the story goes is that his brother was auditioning for the part of Short Round, and he went along, and they loved him.
So did he do any acting after Indiana Jones?
Yeah, I think he did a bit, but the Everywhere, Everything, All at Once movie or whatever it is, he's popping off again. You know what I mean? He's having a bit of a pop-off thing, like Brendan Fraser.
So do you reckon he's a good actor, or is he relying on his name
I assume he's
as
a good
Short
actor.
Round?
Nah, I assume he's a good actor. If he's
So they don't
Oscars
take into
for Best Picture.
Yeah, true. You're right. They're not just giving it to him because he's back and he was Short Round.
No. And Brendan Fraser's had a big comeback as well, and he won an Oscar.
Really? What for?
Best Actor.
What in?
Oh, it's a movie called The Whale, which is about a sort of like I think he's a college professor, but he's bedridden, or he can't leave the house because he's massive, and it's about him.
Yeah, he's a whale. He's a beach whale. Mm.
He's the whale. Yeah.
Did he put on weight for that, or is it just like
I think he did a bit, and then there was the fat suit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But he's back now. So the Mummy 4 or 5 or whatever the fuck they'd be up to, they can do that now if they want to.
You reckon they've got all clear for that now that Brendan's back in the picture?
Brendan's back. And the other thing is, like, I don't think he'd want to, but I think he could. But he got heavily injured doing those movies, like to the point that it did him irreparable damage.
What do you mean?
Well, like all the
Mummy
stunts and
movies.
stuff. Yeah, all the
Really?
stunts and stuff, they fucked him up. Like he broke
He
his
does
back.
his own stunts.
He broke his back on set, man. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I had no idea. I didn't even know that there were stunts to be done.
Stunts in The Mummy? Dude, it's awesome. Dude, the stunts in The Mummy are better than the stunts in Indiana Jones 4, which is saying something. No, he's legit. And so I think he showed some interest in doing that, so they could absolutely do that if they wanted to. He can crack the whip again.
Okay.
Now that he's back. Yeah.
And so the Whale's probably worth a watch then as well.
I guess so, yeah. But we've talked about this before, whether or not watching every Best Picture from if you watched every Best Picture from the last 20 years, you'd think you'd be up for a good time. You'd think there'd be 20 of the best movies ever made.
I watched The King's Speech recently and I really liked it.
There you go. I think that did win Oscars.
Yeah, that got, whatever, movie of the
But,
year.
I like watching, I'll watch like John Wick or something. It won 0 Oscars, I think. I don't know. Maybe it won, I don't know. Fuck.
I can't watch it.
Well, you don't like John Wick?
No, I just get bored. It's just,
I know what you mean.
I know what you mean. Get around it. I don't know what it is. It's like just too much.
Well, you sort of know what's happening, don't you? Guy walks in, shoots a bunch of people, fight scene, next scene.
And I don't fear for him.
Yeah, the stakes are pretty low because he's the main character.
He's just going through the motions.
I know what you mean.
Whereas, okay, I watched. I think I prefer documentaries as well. I think they need to sell it. The movie needs to either sell it to me that I can find it believable, so I get on board, or it needs to be based on a true story. I don't care if you dramatize it, but if you base it on a true story, my mind starts to believe.
Oh yeah, okay. That's pretty weird though, man. Like watching movies is all about sort of suspending disbelief.
Yeah.
Being able to go to another place. Star Wars, right? If you thought about it for 2 seconds, you're like, this is a fucking load of nonsense.
No, but they do it. They do it well enough. Out. Yeah. No, but they at least I don't know. Maybe they do character development. Yeah. I don't know. There's probably a lot to it, and I'm not explaining myself well. But I did watch something on the weekend, and I've wanted to watch it for a long time. It's a documentary. I guess it is a documentary. It's called Meru. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And it's about these 3 blokes who give if a peak has never been climbed, they call it the first ascent.
Yes.
So it's an unascended peak. Don't know if that's the lingo in the Himalayas. I think it is anyway. Called Meru, and it involves crazy climbing. It's just sheer granite walls. There's not really a lot. You have to do really hardcore climbing. There's nowhere to put your tent. You have to hang off the side of the mountain via pulleys and ropes and things.
What are these idiots doing?
Yeah, what did you say, sorry?
What are these idiots doing, man?
Yeah, it's pretty
Get
nuts,
them out
right?
of there.
Well, the documentary, the first half of the documentary is them having a crack. And they actually get to 100 meters from the top.
Yeah.
And it's about 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and they're absolutely emaciated, right?
Yeah.
Their feet are rotting. They were pushed to the limit, but it was too risky. They can't set up camp there, and the sun's going to set. And 100 meters, when you're dealing with that kind of elevation and that kind of climbing, it's probably an hour or 2 to get up. Then the sun's down, and the conditions are poor. They couldn't put up a tent, etc.
So even at the level that they were at 100 meters from the peak, it's still not safe to stay there. So where do they have to go back to?
It's easier to descend than ascend, and I think they could descend back to their camp that's hanging from the cliff. I'm not sure. They don't actually show how they get down, but they got 100 meters from the top. I think it took them 18 days. They'd run out of food and everything, and they just made a push for it, but they couldn't do it. Anyway, so halfway through the doco, and you're thinking, oh, where's this going now? And some other professional climber approaches them and asks them for all their tips and information about how they approached it, and they were happy to pass all that on because they don't own the mountain as such. But this pro climber didn't make it, and so that was the impetus they needed to
Oh my God.
wind it back up again. Right? They said, "Fuck, no one's done this yet. You know, we could give this a go."
Yeah, be the ones.
And what this documentary does good, they could be the ones, is that they do a lot of character development, and this is, I think, what makes it resonate with me. And it's actually a story of overcoming and everything else. So there's three of them. Conrad is this legendary climber, and he's been on the front of magazines and stuff. And he was best friends with this other legendary climber called Alex. And Alex had a wife and 3 kids. Alex and Conrad was just living in a van. Alex and Conrad were doing climbing stuff all over the world, and there was this big avalanche, and it took Alex, and Conrad was looking around for him. Never found him. Had to call his wife and tell him that he wasn't coming home.
Fuck.
Pretty hectic. And then the weird thing is, Conrad ends up marrying Alex's wife.
Oh.
And stepping in as father to the 3 kids.
Yeah. Bit of a Hunter Biden thing going on there.
Did he do that?
Yeah, he married his brother's widow.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so Conrad, right, is going to climb this mountain that's, first ascent of this peak. Man. He's going back out there, and, she's probably just gone, do I have to do this again?
It's a scam,
It's a scam. It's a mountain scam.
Yeah.
So that's one of the dudes. And he's
especially if it's claimed a lot of lives, even your brother's life, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's awful.
And then this other guy he goes with called Renan.
Yeah? Who's he banging?
Oh, they don't go into his sex life.
Fucking hell.
But he was in between the first ascent. So 5 months before the second ascent, he cracks his head open in a ski accident, falling off a cliff. He was trying to film some dudes for a commercial or something.
Cool.
Loses control, falls off a cliff, and smashes his head open. Apparently there was a big triangle section of his head that was his skull that was visible. He fractured 3 vertebrae in his neck in different places, and he what do you call it? We severed one of his arteries that goes to his brain, and he was found in just a pool of blood on the mountain.
That's not a good one. No, you don't want that one. Okay, so he never went out to the mountain again, and that's what happened.
So he trains his ass off.
Yeah, to get back up the mountain.
He only takes his neck brace off about a month before, and he wants to go. And so the other 2 guys, Conrad and Jimmy, are like, oh, we can't take this guy. But he willed himself to do so much training. He wanted to show that he could do it.
So hectic.
You're right. So anyway, they take him, and he's a liability, but they go for it. And Jimmy, this other dude, this Asian dude, he got 4 days after Renan's accident, he got caught in a massive avalanche, but there's footage of this as well, but he gets pushed up to the surface. He gets thrown so far down the mountain, he says he feels his arms getting ripped off, and then there's like a current of snow that levitates him up towards the surface, and when the avalanche stops, he's just sticking out the top.
Wow, that's amazing.
And he just says most people, apparently the chances of actually surviving that are pretty low.
Oh. Yeah.
So this is the backstory.
They're just dabbling with death.
Yeah, man. And then so they go up, and this Renan guy has a stroke halfway up.
Of course he does.
Because this is one thing they were worried about, because his I don't know. He just severed an artery in his neck.
His head.
So there's like things aren't really quite right with this dude.
Time to get on the mountain. And
he can't talk for a day, and he's sort of just kind of sobbing and crying. But the next day he feels okay. Just kind of pushes through. It was a minor stroke. It was just a little one.
Little ones.
And they do it.
Just brush them off. They do it.
Yeah, minor strokes don't seem to be so much of a problem.
No, they're not a big deal. I got something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought instead of us doing jokes and gags and stuff, we just get the Jeeps to do it.
The Jeeps, yeah.
Yeah, the chat Jeeps. So I've put some jokes in there.
Yeah, okay.
In the chatter, I put some jokes. Any there take your fancy? You want to read out on the air?
I think I've heard that one before. What do you call a snowman with a six-pack?
I don't know that one.
An abdominal snowman.
Oh, Jesus. These are the ones that these are the jokes you find in the Christmas crackers, aren't they?
Sounds like it.
They are. Hey, here's a good one. I'm reading a book on anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down. Oh, shit, yeah. There's actually one good one here that I can read. Do you want to hear the good one?
Yeah.
I told my wife she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised. That's fucking funny. That's a good one. It's like a Dangerfield one.
Okay, I asked it to give me a good stand-up comedy bit.
Oh, jeez.
It says, as an AI language model, I do not have the capability to perform stand-up comedy.
Is this the bit? It's hilarious. Yeah, keep going.
I can provide you with a joke that you may find funny.
Here we fucking go.
Here's a classic one-liner from comedian Stephen Wright.
Oh, good. We're plagiarizing.
I have a photographic memory, but I always forget to bring the film.
Wow. That reminds me of an old Groucho Marx one. He says, "Madam, I never forget a face, but in your case, I'd be glad to make an exception." Said you can't learn.
I've asked it to tell me about Meru.
The mountain?
Yeah. Oh, it's actually Meru's a mountain located in the central part of Kenya.
Is
that right?
Well, if it is, I have to change my whole mental image of what this looks like.
Meru is an extinct stratovolcano that rises to an elevation of...
You said it was in...
well, that's what I thought.
You said it was in Himalayas.
No, this can't be right. That's what I thought it was anyway.
Oh.
Where is Meru Mountain? Yeah, Himalayas.
Is it a peak?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a peak. Or you could Google the documentary you watched.
No, yeah, it's a mountain located in the Himalayas.
Yeah, there you go.
See, Google came through on that one. ChatGPT.
Wow. Wow.
No good.
The Himalayas, is that volcanic?
I didn't think so.
Is there any part that's volcanic? It looks pretty tectonically happening though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but apparently, no, I think isn't it rising? Isn't the Himalayas...
Doesn't it get taller every year? I don't think it's a gradual thing though. I think on one day every year it just spruiks up a little bit. It happens very quickly.
The Himalayas are still rising by more than 1 centimetre per year.
Oh, it's getting harder and harder.
India continues to move northwards into Asia. We need to do it now.
Yeah, it's only getting harder.
This is our chance, because if we wait 10 years, it's going to be 10 centimetres higher.
10 centimetres higher. That's almost impossible at that height.
Yeah,
once you're already up that high at 8,000 metres, yeah, every centimetre counts.
Meru Peak is known for its challenging climbing route, particularly the Shark's Fin route. That's the one that they do in the documentary.
Of course they do, man.
Which is considered one of the most difficult climbs in the world.
Of course it is. That's why people die on it.
The route involves a steep and technical ascent up a narrow ridge that resembles the dorsal fin of a shark.
Don't do it.
I'm not actually interested in any mountain climbing. To tell
No?
you the truth, yeah,
Doesn't excite you?
I like watching other people do it.
Tell you what, these mountain monasteries, though, they must have been pretty deadly to build.
Yeah. So what? How do they do that? Because wait, are there roads? Is it, no, maybe not a road. So there's a path up to these monasteries, right? Or do you have to climb?
Path.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just build their house up there. Yeah, it's a good idea.
I'm just Googling most remote monasteries in the world. 17 most remote monasteries in the world. Yeah,
I've been to some of these.
Oh, speaking of going places, I'm not even kidding
In
you.
a video game, though. Yeah, go on. Where are we going?
Oh, man. Well, if you want to go, I'm actually probably going to go to Egypt in August or September this year.
That's a good one, man.
Because I was telling Leto that I'm going to go visit him in Turkey.
Yeah,
and
well, while you're over there.
I think the wife and I have one more international trip in us.
Oh, man, you guys should do it, man.
It wasn't my idea.
Oh, man, you got to do it.
She goes...
You going to do a tour or something?
I don't know. I don't know how I'd do it. I haven't really looked into it before. As in, I love this stuff. I haven't actually considered
just find out who Hancock goes with and go with them.
Yeah.
Fantastic, man. Oh, that's
I'll just go with someone he recommends. And she was like, hey, so we're over in that way. I wouldn't mind doing a week in Egypt. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, you got to do it, man.
I think I've got to. Maybe you can think about, keep that in mind for me, all right?
Egypt.
And if you have any ideas.
Oh, man. Yeah, I got some ideas. Just bring a shovel.
I might just try and break into like the Sphinx enclosure and find
Remember
one
those
of the
guys that did that?
Did they try and go down one of the, I don't know, near the butthole?
Holes.
There's
Holes. Yeah, they tried to go in. Yeah, get in there for us, would you? I've got an idea. While you're over there, just change Egyptian archaeology. Just while you're over there. Just find something. Yeah, find something. Find something.
Drop a little knowledge bomb on them.
Well, yeah, if you find something and you're like, look, this is laser beam, hey, let's go.
Well, maybe I'll just start digging and just hope.
Yeah.
Just wherever I am. Just find a patch of dirt. Just start shoveling.
Well, famously, there was under a guy's house, there was a tunnel that led to the pyramid.
Really?
Yeah. Or at least the pyramid. It either went to the pyramid or went to the building next to the pyramid.
So he was
how did he find
that?
Like a mortuary temple? I don't know. He just probably fell through the floor, like punched through the floor.
Yeah.
I found a little hole, tunnel. Amazing. But we can't check for tunnels in the Sphinx.
They just don't let you, do they?
They don't let you. There's so much to find.
So when did we actually access the Pyramid of Giza?
Access it? Well, dude, like there was a guy that did it in like the 11th century, right?
So he's the one who Napoleon was in there, and has it always been open?
Yeah. No. So the grand entrance, right?
Yeah.
Nah. But there is a cavity behind it. No, most people, if you're a tourist and you went to the Great Pyramid, you'd go through the tunnel that this grave robber went through. Or he was either that or like a general or an emperor or something like that. And he wanted to get in. So they tunneled into it. And then since then, shitloads of people have been there. But they're constantly having to do it up and stuff, like rebuild stuff, make it safe for the public.
Oh yeah, do they? I mean,
yeah, like the Sphinx's feet. Have you seen them recently?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they're just fresh bricks, like because it has to be.
That's brutal. That's brutal. So anyway, just ask ChatGPT to tell me everything you know about the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Well, it's going to have a field day talking about Khufu and sorts of stuff. Does it say tomb straight away?
Hasn't yet.
Oh, good.
Oh, here's Khufu. Yeah, built during the reign of Khufu.
Khufu.
That's point number 1. Yeah. Apparently. 20 years to build.
Is that all?
Yeah, about building the pyramids, another fascinating point on that is everything through Egyptian history has been very well recorded. They really enjoyed hieroglyphs, recording data. Mm-hmm. They loved it. They recorded everything. Everything's got a story. There is no story, no inscriptions, nothing about building the pyramids.
Yeah.
For a culture that loved recording data, it is absolutely unfathomable that they wouldn't say something about this in their law.
And like you were saying last week or the week before, they were doing all this stuff well before the wheel.
Unbelievable. So they're doing all this complicated maths, all this stuff, but they hadn't figured out the wheel. That was beyond them.
Nah,
the wheel was beyond them.
Too hard.
We're just going to build a structure that's perfectly aligned to north, perfectly all the dimensions of its base are perfectly aligned so that it can sit, all the angles of it work.
Round rolly thing. What the fuck is that?
And it's going to last. It's going to be the tallest building in the world for 4,000 years. Yeah. Minimum.
Till the Eiffel Tower, right? Or is that
something like that? Mm. But the wheel, though, forget about it. Forget about it.
We're too busy trying to carve the hardest rocks on the planet. Not the limestone that they use for the pyramids, but the granite.
The wheel was just too much of a quantum leap for the brains of the time.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
So maybe we'll have to do an episode from Egypt.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
All right, man.
Check the emails again?
Yeah, just in case.
Check the emails. No emails. All right, it's good to know, though.
I'll send you an email. What is it? Vacuous. What is it? The Vacuous Perspective?
I think it's Vacuous Perspective at
mail.com.
And we'll be coming to you next week. We'll see you then.